Games aren't just an amazing entertainment medium, they're also a powerful tool that can be used to teach countless skills in compelling ways. But before you start worrying about things like edutainment, calm down. Here are 10 games which put the fist in sophistication. The incessant clacking of plastic guitars may sound like nothing more than a cacophony of noise, but it's the first step down the road to developing actual rhythm. Games like Guitar Hero and Rock Band subtly teach you how constituent parts combine to form an actual song. And if that doesn't work, just grab a real guitar and hook it up to Rocksmith, a game which actually teaches you how to play. With enough dedication, you could go from gamer to rock god, complete with a rider overflowing with Mountain Dew and Doritos. You know it's the dream. It's 19th century steampunk London, and you're following in the footsteps of Jules Verne's classic Around the World in 80 Days. If you don't know your way around the globe, this brilliant mobile game will teach you, except that mobile phones don't exist yet, leaving us in a confusing temporal conundrum. Anyway, do you take a hot air balloon across the Middle East, or do you hitch a ride on the Trans-Siberian Railway? 80 Days maps may not be entirely up to date, but it will provide a decent crash course in world geography and even teach you how to survive on as little money as possible. And that's great preparation for a career in games journalism. So you've seen Apollo 13. 3 people get shoved inside a tin can, shot into space, everything goes wrong, and they somehow get back to Earth unharmed. Outer space is hard, so it's probably best to get some hands-on rocket building experience without sacrificing chimps, dogs, or actual people. That's where Kerbal Space Program comes in. You'll need to take into account things like trajectory, gravity, weight, propulsion, fuel, and rocket shape. It's a fantastic way to learn actual rocket science. Hell, even NASA has endorsed the game, providing additional add-on missions and digital rocket parts. Just, don't think too hard about the Kerbals you've sent to their doom. It's all in the name of science. Back in the olden days, if you wanted to learn about engineering, you got a few wires, some clock pieces, a potato, and you went from there. Now, well, we've got Minecraft, which lets you learn electrical engineering thanks to an in-game mineral known as redstone. With redstone, you can power all sorts of mechanical devices. Much like actual electricity, correctly using redstone means having to wrap your brain around how current moves, splits, and transforms. And if you figure out how to use it, you could probably figure out how to properly wire up an actual city block. Or at least how to wire up a clock without using any potatoes. As society moves further into the digital age, learning how to code is becoming ever more important. Hell, they're even teaching it to school children alongside reading and arithmetic. And like any skill worth learning, such as riding dinosaurs or brutal melee takedowns, there are many games which will teach you the basics. If you want to learn the logic behind if-then statements, look no further than Space Chem, a brilliant puzzler that will drag you kicking and screaming into the mind of a programmer. If you're looking for something a little less brutal, check out Lightbot, a cute little game which can teach kids about the logic of computer code. Enough practice with these and you could become a level 50 Zuckerberg, because that's totally a thing. Along with coding, quick and accurate typing is probably one of the most important skills you'll need in today's workplace. No one wants to wait for a report from the guy who pecks at the keys with his index fingers. But games are all about shooting guns and clicking on bad guys, so they can't teach you how to type. Or can they? Spoilers, of course they totally can. Typing of the Dead Overkill is a twisted gem which trades light guns for keyboards. Instead of shooting at zombies with bullets, you need to type out the on-screen prompts as quickly and accurately as you can. With randomised word selection and multiple difficulties, Typing of the Dead will even put the most adept keyboardist through the grinder. It's much better than it sounds. Psychotic! If your dance moves result in shattered toes and accidental haymakers, you need to give Dance Central a shot. It's a great way to learn some rhythm, get in shape and master a few professionally choreographed dance moves. And thanks to Connect, you get instant feedback on how awkward and clumsy you look. Perfect for fueling your own self-loathing and/or drive for improvement.
Pretty good workout, huh?
Seriously, my quads gotta run for their money.
WeFit U has something for everyone. Yoga newbies and seasoned flexperts alike can work on their poses and their breathing exercises. A variety of mini-games will get your heart pumping. And WeFit U will track your activities as you progress, giving you perspective on your weight loss over time. It's not perfect, but it'll do more to improve your health than pretty much every other game in existence. Supply and demand, buy low, sell high. These are the things that people spend tens of thousands of dollars on business school to learn. Or you could just skip all that and pick up a copy of Racketeer. You'll learn valuable skills like customer service, inventory management and haggling. Keeping your patrons happy is a surefire way to get repeat customers. Plus, by placing high-value items in the shop window, you'll be able to draw in more customers as they lust after your rare and unique wares. You may not need to kill monsters to secure inventory in your actual real-life store, but it never hurts to be prepared. If you want to pick up a new language, get ready to spend a lot of time doing a ton of boring memorization and verb conjugation. You didn't pick up English overnight, so don't expect to be parlez-vous français-ing without putting the time in. If only there was a way to learn a second language and make it fun. Of course, there totally is. Games like Influence and My Language Coach break down vocabulary words, verbs and sentence construction into easily digestible parts. Just because you're managing your dangling participles doesn't mean that you can't have fun while you do it. At least that's what our uncle said shortly before he was incarcerated.
Fernseher.
Well, that's all we've got for this week, but hopefully you feel a little bit smarter already. Let us know which games have helped you expand your skills, and please like this video if you learned something.
That was a pretty sweet video, right? If you want to see more, go to GamesRadar's YouTube page over here. Or if you want to read, maybe up your game a little bit, go to GamesRadar.com.